Today is Friday, August 21st. Welcome to this edition of Nevada County Now. Today's episode, we're talking about fires, the Yuba, elections, and more. Join us, won't you? Hello and welcome to Nevada County Now. I'm your host, Cole Pettit. Thunderstorms moved throughout the state early this week, causing widespread fires. The Jones Fire here in Nevada County has caused evacuations for some and evacuation warnings for many more. This morning, though, it appears CAL FIRE has it mostly under control. It's burned 705 acres to this point and currently sits at 25% containment. They expect full containment by Tuesday, August 25th. Additionally, the National Weather Service in Sacramento has announced that there is a fire weather watch from 11 a.m. Sunday, August 23rd through 11 a.m. Tuesday, August 25th. Possible fire starts from lightning with little to no rainfall are possible. Extreme fire safety precautions should be exercised to prevent fire as much as possible. Please have an emergency plan ready. And be sure to visit the Ready Nevada County dashboard to see the latest evacuation information, maps, road closures, and more. The Fairgrounds, from the beginning, has been a critical location for the fire response. They are currently hosting the Jones Incident Command Post, as well as being an evacuation center for area animals. We went over there Tuesday morning to talk to some of the volunteers who were helping care for these animals.
I am the coordinator of this wonderful team. As you can see, we have these wonderful team members helping all these little animals out and big animals. So that's basically all we do here is just house them, feed them, take care of them, get medical attention if they need it. And we have trailer crews that work with animal control. So they can go and help try to get animals to safety. But we can't always get into a fire zone. Maybe too hot.
So obviously fire season around here happens every year. How long has the Nevada County Fairgrounds been used as like an evacuation site?
Since 1988 with the 49er fire. That's when this group was formed, was at the 49er fire. That's how long we've been here.
So it's been used to evacuate a lot of animals.
A lot of animals. We've helped with the Oroville spillway, the flooding in '97. We did mutual aid with them too, and we set up and took in animals from our neighbors.
Is there anything else you'd like to say about just the organization, the situation here, how everything's going, anything?
I think it's going pretty good. It's been pretty hot, and we had a little bit of problem with the heat yesterday, and then when the wind kicked in, of course we got smoke into our lungs because it was right over there. So it's going pretty good. I mean, the animals are coming in nice and safe. The trailer crews and animal control are bringing them in, so they're nice and safe. So I think it's going pretty good. And the fairgrounds are wonderful to help us. If people can't help here, and instead of feed, we are having a GoFundMe account because you saw our trailer over there, it's fallen apart, and we're trying to get a new trailer for our mobilization trailer. So if someone wants to do that, we would really appreciate it because that thing is really small. You get two people in there and you're elbow to elbow.
So could you talk a little bit about what your experience has been with the evacuation center, when you had to evacuate, everything that's kind of been going on in the last few days?
Well, we heard about the fire. I had gone to work and I heard about it. My husband called me because we have the 3 minis to take care of. And so I was able to leave at about 9:30, came home, wrangled up everything we could, had a lot of stuff ready. But we got all ready to load up for just in case they asked us to leave. And then we got our trailer hooked up, we were ready, and then we got the word, it must have been close to 3 o'clock or something like that. And so we wrangled everybody in and got the stuff in both our vehicles and took off. We got here about 3:40. and I have nothing but high praises for the people that are taking care of us here. We've never been through anything like this, and when you have animals, somewhere to go and feel safe is very important.
Could you talk a little bit about what your position is here and what you just do here every day?
We're the lead trailer crew. We tend to deal with the bigger animals, but we take everything. We had ducks and just about anything you can imagine yesterday, and we're in and out constantly. Oh, many years now. 10. I don't recall specifically when we started, but it's been a long. We've been through a lot of fires up here.
What made you want to decide to join the group, get involved with it?
Well, we have a horse rescue at our place, so we just love the animals. We do it for the animals, and it's just our calling. It's what we do.
Some of that.
We've been cleaning stalls. Have been really important. You got to get all of the feces out. You got to get new straw in. Everybody needs water. It's so hot out today. You got to constantly change water buckets, clean everything. Everything's got to be sanitized. You've got crates to build. There's dogs to walk. There's cats to look after. There's hay to move. There's pretty much everything. Even if it's just running around and giving somebody that's doing manual labor a bottle of water. Everybody's got something that they can do.
And everybody's looking out for each other. Everybody's really coming together as a community, and this is it's incredible to see. It really is. Everybody's
facing the fear and
everybody's literally, like you just said, everybody's facing the fear, and they care more about the animals than what so COVID, what it could do. So that's another thing. These people are heroes, man.
Is there anything else you guys would like to say about
I think we're good. We got work to do, so.
Yeah.
Cool.
But thanks, guys.
Thank you guys so much for talking to us.
Of course,
Yeah,
you guys
have a
have a
good
wonderful day.
You too.
Thank you, volunteers, and the Fairgrounds for all your help in these challenging times. Due to the fires across the state, the air quality in the county is currently unhealthy according to the U.S. Air Quality Index. They recommend that everybody choose less strenuous activities like walking instead of running, so you don't breathe as hard, and shorten the amount of time you are active outdoors. People with heart or lung disease, older adults, children, and teens should be especially cautious. We've seen an increase of 37 COVID-19 cases this week, bringing our total to 399 confirmed cases. 64 cases are currently active with no current hospitalizations. 15,644 tests have been performed, an increase of 1,385 tests this week. Western Nevada County has surpassed Eastern County in number of cases, with 229 in Western and 170 in Eastern. And there have now been 3 deaths. Visit mynevadacounty.com/coronavirus for the most up-to-date information available. The South Yuba River Citizens League has announced the dates for its 23rd annual Yuba River Cleanup. It will take place September 16th through 27th. This summer, the South Yuba River has seen an unprecedented number of visitors. Beaches and trails are littered with shopping bags, straws, cigarette butts, bottles, glass, picnic trash, and more. Just last year, 900 volunteers helped remove 15 tons of trash and recycling from the Yuba and watershed in 4 hours. Keeping volunteers and the community safe from the spread of COVID-19 is the #1 concern. Therefore, rather than one day of fun, this year's Yuba River cleanup will be spread across 12 days, again from September 16th through the 27th. This cleanup model will be adhering to social distancing guidelines, protecting volunteers while they protect the Yuba River. Volunteers can select from 16 sites over 12 days to minimize contact with visitors and fellow volunteers. Only 5 to 10 volunteers are allowed per cleanup site each shift to help ensure COVID safety. Register to volunteer at yubarivercleanup.org. We're continuing with our election coverage this week with a look at the candidates running for the Nevada County Board of Education. For more, let's turn it over to Sonora Slater.
Thanks, Cole. The Nevada County Board of Education is the elected governing body of the Nevada County Office of Education, which works with the Nevada County Superintendent of Schools to make budgetary decisions, as well as to support the success of school districts in the county. Supervisory oversight is also provided for any charter school whose petition is accepted by the County Office of Education. There are trustees on the board to represent each of 3 geographical areas, and seats in all 3 areas are up for election this November. 3 candidates, including Louise Johnson, Susan Clarabet, and Peggy Fava, are running for 2 seats representing Area 1, which encompasses Chicago Park, Nevada City, Pleasant Valley, Twin Ridges, Union Hill, and Camptonville school districts. Both seats are currently held by candidates who were appointed rather than elected due to midterm resignations. And in correspondence with Ed Code regulations for situations such as this, whoever is elected to fill these seats in November will only have a 2-year term, ending in 2022, as opposed to the 4-year terms of the Area 2 and 3 trustees. Louise Johnson is a current incumbent, having been appointed to the board in June of 2020 after the previous trustee resigned and moved to Portland. She holds a bachelor's degree in biology from Penn State University, a master's degree in school administration from Fresno Pacific University, and a doctorate in school leadership from William Taft University. She has worked as a high school biology, geology, chemistry, and physics teacher, an elementary school principal, an assistant superintendent of human resources, and, more recently, as the superintendent of the Nevada Joint Union High School District. Susan Clarabet is also incumbent, having been on the board since 2019 when she was appointed to the board after another trustee resigned and moved away. She has a bachelor's degree in English, a master's degree in best practices in teaching, and credentials in English, special education, and school administration. She has worked as the county coordinator for beginning teacher support and assessment in Nevada County for more than 10 years, and worked as an assistant superintendent at the Grass Valley School District for more than 20 years. Peggy Fava has experience working with at-risk youth, young people in juvenile hall, and has emphasized her desire to focus on suicide prevention, depression, and other teen mental health issues. She is the founder and executive director of Bridge Network, an organization that works to provide a safe place for at-risk youth and offer them opportunities, resources, and relationships that can help them positively change their life situation. There are 2 candidates, Ashley Newman and J. Timothy May, running for 1 seat in Area 2, which encompasses Clear Creek, Grass Valley, and Ready Springs school districts. Ashley Newman is the incumbent candidate, having been on the board since 2016. She has a bachelor's degree from the University of San Francisco. She is a former community education director, substitute teacher, and press aide. For almost 10 years, she presented in Northern California schools and juvenile halls about topics ranging from STD prevention to fighting human trafficking. She has 2 children that have been homeschooled, charter schooled, and public schooled. And according to the Nevada County website, her top priorities are quality education and student safety. J. Timothy May, who now lives in Nevada City, worked as an English teacher at Yuba College for many years, and also has experience working at high schools. He is an active member of the community, having submitted multiple letters to the union. We were unable to find out much about him at this time, but more information will most likely emerge as we move closer to the election. There are 2 candidates, Julie Baker and Grace Hudak, neither of whom are incumbent, running for 1 seat in Area 3, which includes only Pleasant Ridge School District. Julie Baker has lived in Nevada City for more than 20 years and has recently been very involved with the Nevada County Relief Fund, an emergency response to the impact of COVID-19 on our community and especially on our local businesses. She worked as the executive director of the Center for the Arts for several years and has served on the boards of the Miners Foundry, the Nevada County Arts Council, the Friendship Club, and others. She is currently the executive director of Californians for the Arts, as well as serving on the Nevada Union High School Site Council. We were unable to find any information about Grace Hudak, but we reached out to her for comment, and we will do our best to update you in the future about her background and priorities. Back to you, Cole.
Thanks, Sonora. The Nevada City Council is holding a special meeting tonight to discuss the protests in the area. The meeting is scheduled for 5 p.m. this evening. You can submit public comments through the city's website, nevadacityca.gov. You can watch on Comcast Channel 17 or by visiting nevadacountymedia.org/programming and clicking on the government channel. We'll leave you tonight with the first look at a documentary directed and filmed by Nevada County Media's head of production, Andrew Rowland. This documentary is produced by the Union as part of their Golden Stories of Our Past series. It's a celebration of the 100th anniversary of women's suffrage and the many local connections involved in that fight for equality and representation. Remember, stay safe, take care of each other. We'll see you next week.
Ellen Clark Sargent, who arrived in Nevada City in 1852, was not among the many uneducated single women who sought financial gain here.
The very first night she arrived in Nevada City, they were on a buckboard or something like that, and she looked up at the sky. It was nighttime, and she saw the moon filtering through the trees, and she smelled the smell of the pines, and she said something to the effect of, "I have never seen anything more beautiful in my life." They would plant gardens, and they would talk about, some of them wrote about how much they enjoyed the sound of the thousands of birds that were here then, and how much they enjoyed spring in Nevada City and Grass Valley. Their lives were different, but they were richer in many ways.
Everybody else pales in comparison to what the Sargents did and their contribution to it all. And to think that it took place right here in Nevada County